Hello, everybody. Manlius here, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XVI. And in this episode, we're going to be continuing with the main quest of Blacklight Burns, whose objective has us to confront the Black Shield's main host, which should be located at Bewit Bridge, for the other secondary objective, Black or White. But let's take a look at the active lore, because last episode was quite important, as we ran into Sir Wade, who is a loyal shield of Rosaria. Though he was thought to have died during the attack on Phoenix Gate, he somehow survived not only the disaster, but the Imperial conquest that followed. He and other like-minded shields took up residence in the abandoned Lazarus and formed the Guardians of the Flame, brothers in arms who fight for the restoration of the duchy. In the Lazarus district is an exclusive walled residential area situated just outside the eastern edge of Port Isolde. It was once the jewel in the city's crown and home to many of the nobles of the duchy. However, after the Empire moved its capital to the Crystalline Dominion, Port Isolde was all but abandoned. This once grand district was soon overrun with thieves and cutthroats. And Sir Wade's Guardians of the Flame are a clandestine group of ducal loyalists who lead the rebellion against the imperial occupation of Rosaria and Empress Annabella. Many of their number are drawn from those who survived the imperial attack on Phoenix Gate in the year 860, who know full well the Empire's involvement in the duchy's fall. They make their home in the abandoned Lazarus district outside Port Isolde, from where they conduct their raids to free bearers from the imperial yoke. And who we're going to meet are the Black Shields. And we have something new here. Let's see if it's changed from last episode. An order of knights instituted by Empress Annabella in one of her first acts as a vicereine of the imperial province of Rosaria. While they most often march in small groups, their main host has been known to rally together to conduct large-scale raids. They are tasked with purging the impurities from the province, to which end they conduct clones of both bearers and those judged to be ducal loyalists. Okay. So we have a little bit of background about what we're going to go do now. So let's go and move out with Sir Wade.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
You as well.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Okay, let's go ahead and call her Chocobo. I don't like the music that it plays, especially during like such somber times. Kind of ruins it, but looks like we probably won't be on here long. So it looks like the Black Shields have already marched along here, so everybody's a little bit in fear to go forward.
On your command, my lord. What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
Not our plan,
For Rosaria!
but I like Sir Wade's commitment and his
Your
tenacity.
petty revolution ends here.
So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and take these guys out.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Okay, no worries. A wyvern, that's okay because we have this to go with. Oh, didn't mean to press that. Well, I'm not doing too great.
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered. We can win!
So we can just get all 6 on him, and then proc it.
A noble
Okay.
stand,
Mini boss looks like.
albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
I want to pop it when he's staggered.
So wait.
There's no one left to keep them occupied.
I think we can get this going off.
We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Jeez.
Let's try.
There we go. Okay, not a bad guild pull. Dragon Talons are really good. Imperial Link, also pretty good to get. And the regular collection of crafting materials.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
I don't know if Sir Wade is correct in his assumption that it'll stop the coins. I think, if anything, knowing our mother and kind of how ruthless she is, that it may just make it worse. But we'll kind of have to see how that shakes out.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. All right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Madu in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Okay. We have a main quest of returning to the hideaway. I'm going to say this here. I think that encounter with the uncle kind of brought to light a couple things for me that I just want to share really quick. One being that the uncle is cool as fuck. And that interaction that they had showed more emotion, more connection than anything that we've seen so far between Clive and Jill. I really hope they expand into Jill's story and the relationship she has with Clive. Because right now, she's just lacking that emotion, that conviction. And that little 2 minutes that we had, before we got to this screen between her and Clive was important. And that's probably the most we've ever seen them interact so far in this game. So I just hope that they continue to expand upon that. I think there's such a great story there that we're missing out on so far. But anyway, let's return to the hideaway. And maybe we have some quests that we can do. Or perhaps stuff to upgrade. And we get the main quest here, be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
She sure can. But before we do that, we have a green quest marker. And of course, we're going to make sure that these people are helped out. And it's Yvan.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? It's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Yeah, of course. How could I refuse?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Okay. Let's prioritize this quest. Alrighty. Wait, we have a plus sign over here. That's new. We'll go in and see what that's all about. And we'll save Vivian for last. And depending on time, we may not continue until
Clive!
next episode.
Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what'd you say?
Yeah, of course. We gotta help Blackthorn out. He's helped us so much already.
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Okay. We're not going to prioritize this one because we know where to go. But we are going to do it first. Yeah, we don't want Blackthorn to be down in the dumps. He does us all quite a bit, forging us weapons, gear, and pretty much a lot of the stuff that you see here. So of course we gotta help.
Quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil, shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right, we're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Okay, let's go speak to her. See what she has to say.
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He doesn't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sanbreque, maybe? Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Okay. Use the hunt board to locate the griffin. Oh, awesome. I think this one will be a lot of fun. I always like the boss battles in this game. So we'll do that, and then maybe it'll bring us around to Martha's Rest. Okay, let's speak to Nectar. Ask about the griffin sightings. Okay, so we're looking for one called Dozmare. And it populates on our hunt board. While passing along the trail from Lost Wing to Care Norvent, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks, and heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dozmare, a beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. So we get quite a bit of bounty points and gil. So, Caer Norvent, Westgate of Sanbreque. What else does Nectar have to say? Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Use the hunt board to locate the griffin. Are we supposed to interact any further with this? No, there's nothing else that I can do. Okay, so there's Martha's Rest. Caer Norvent. Let's start in Lost Wing then. And we'll travel to Caer Norvent. Which go out here, then down here to the Holy Eye.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
It's not just the crystals. There is a
Right, we go this way. Yep. Oh, quite the gathering of chocobos. Probably don't want to use the trail because there's a griffin about.
There it is, the Black Shields took a hiding.
Can I call? No, I can't. Okay.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna engage in any combat unless I really need to. That's not a griffin. The Dragon Aegis. I think that is part of our hunt board though, but we'll focus on the griffin for now. And then if we have time, we'll go back for the other hunt boards, since the world map is now open to us. Okay, so let's crest this hill and see what we can find. Alright, we're gonna go this way. I think that's on our hunt board, though. Is it not? Because that's kind of unique to be out here.
Straight home now.
Yeah. Aruna, rank C. Okay. We'll take this one out since we're here.
That's what I think it is. This isn't gonna be easy.
I'm trying to get Rook's Gambit off. Got some stagger going on. Oh, I forget that I have limit break. Okay, Jill, whenever you want to help. Oh, come on. That didn't register as a thing. There we go. Awesome. 350 experience points is really good. 8,300 gil, 10 bounty points, and a clouded eye. To see the pattern on the surface of this spherical gem shift and twist, one would think a churning storm trap within, though it must surely be a trick of the light. That's great.
I know I will.
Maybe we can avoid using our potions.
That's better.
Potion, I guess we can use one of those. Oh, awesome, because we just found one there. Okay. Let's continue to search for this. Dalmatian Traveler have anything to say about the Griffin?
There is no coin to be had in this miserable land.
Huh.
Even if they wanted to trade with us.
I feel that. Okay.
Come on.
So I believe it was this way, because it said it was on the way from Lost Wing to the Cairnorvin Gate. Let's not get into too much trouble. Okay, so let's go to Cairnorvin then.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Cairnorvin Gulliver's Gate. Let's check over here. Not worried about these. Just want to make sure that I'm not. Okay. This place is still locked. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Maybe I'm in the totally wrong place to begin with. But it did say Cairnorvin. What is this? Is my griffin? Nope. Okay, let's cross this bridge then. Wait, didn't we come from there? No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. We just came from that way. Can we go in here? Is this... Not authorized? I really don't want to go back and look. Dragonets. Let's see. Am I just totally in the wrong place? I think I am. I think this is... Oh, yeah. This is the direction I have to go.
Good day to you.
It's down there. Yeah, because that was the only gate. And it did say the east gate. East River Gate. And... it's gotta be it. So I go down this way. And I go through Cutter's Gate then. Yeah, because the board didn't update a quest location, so this has gotta be the way then. Okay, let's get our trusty Chocobo. Ambrosia.
Run like the wind.
We're gonna take off and make sure we're going the right direction. Okay. There's really only one way to go. Bother. I'm not gonna bother.
Time to fight.
This one. Okay. Make sure we're going the right way. Cross the bridge.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Okay, so we're kind of in the vicinity. Oh, there's our griffin. He is B rank. All right.
Weather work will have to wait.
Mogul, look sharp.
Let's try.
Very good. That was a tough fight. That was a fun fight. Okay. So scarletite, one of the hardest metals known to man. Scarletite is highly sought after by those with the means to pay its exorbitant asking price. Price determined not by its rarity, but rather due to the fact that a forge must employ no fewer than 5 healthy bearers to produce flames hot enough to melt the ore, at which time it takes upon the deep scarlet hue from which it takes its name. It's a crafting material, which I'm hoping Blackthorn will put to use.
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man?
Let's go find out.
Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Yes, hopefully indeed. So let's go ahead and get this back to him.
And with a bit of luck, Clive... How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
Yeah. A sample of supple hide dressed to the artisan Camille's exacting standards. It has nary a trace of the barnyard musk of lesser leathers, instead of smelling faintly of rose hips.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. It wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Oh, awesome. Look at this. We get the Drake Slayer gear design draft diagram detailing the steps to craft a belt and van braces built for a hero, necessary for crafting Drake Slayer gear. Should we see what that looks like? Oh my gosh. You have obtained the design draft for Drake Slayer gear. Design drafts unlock new crafting options at the Black Hammer. Visit Blackthorn in the Hideaway for details on material requirements. Okay.
Clive? What do you want?
So we can craft the Drake Slayer belt, but we need Electrum. And with a cry that echoed through the sky, she thrust her sword down into the mighty Drake's nape. Life, having escaped the Elder Worm, he went crashing to the sea, where his corpse lay, unmoving, yet unsinking. Legend of the Drake, translation by Moss the Chronicler. That's a pretty good upgrade from what we currently have. And I can imagine that the van braces are as well. We need a gelatinous mass for that. Only when she saw the Drake no longer stirred, and his eyes were gray with oblivion, did she remove belt and bracelet, casting them into the worm's maw, where they might rest for an eternity. What I hope is that it changes our look too, so these things show, but I doubt it. Doesn't seem to be a thing. Maybe it's unlocked at the Oret Stone. We'll have to see. Okay, but we don't have the things for that now. Let's go ahead and go to Martha's Rest and complete this side quest, a culinary pilgrimage.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here.
Can't exactly leave.
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up, hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer, when there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 Reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Let's go to the nearby swamp and fetch us some scorpions then. Let's see. Okay, so just down the bridge.
Stay sharp.
After what the Empire did to Masters lot, I'd be daft to stay.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
All right.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Very nice. And we get the unwanted violet. The tails of certain species of scorpion are prized as a delicacy, the trace amounts of poison remaining in their flesh lending them a certain piquancy. The common marsh scorpion, however, not only lacks a stinger, but subsists on a diet of mudworms and bog moss, lending its flesh an altogether more troubling tang.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
Absolutely. So we'll head there right now.
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
Of course, right here.
I did indeed.
Marvelous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long. I present Chance's stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss. assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavors, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chancer's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
And we get the Badge of Metal, which increases our defense by a whopping 30 points. The strength of a city is defined by the guard that mans its walls. The strength of a city guard is defined by the pride in their hearts and the laurels on their breasts. This badge provides its wearer with one of the two. Very excellent. Okay, and I think this is where we'll end the episode. Because when we return, we'll speak with Vivian, who will kind of give us an update about the current state of affairs here in Storm and across Valisthea, and will guide us onto our next objective, which will be very helpful. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you next time.